Sarnofsky giving his, which speech? Ninth speech, so he's almost there. He's going to be to his 10th soon. So I'm going to turn this over to Ryan Stengel, who's going to be his evaluator for the speech. Ryan.
Okay, tonight I have the pleasure to evaluate Sergei Sarnofsky. This will be Sergei's 9th speech, and he is giving the 9th speech in the manual. The objective of the manual is persuade with power. Some of the other minor objectives are to persuade listeners to adopt his viewpoint or ideas or take some action, appeal to audience's interest, use logic and emotion to support his position, and avoid using notes. His speech will be 6 to 8 minutes long. His speech title is The Free and the Brave. Sergei Sarnofsky.
A couple of months ago, Dorothy asked me a very good question for table topics. The question was, should America really be thinking about prohibiting immigration from Syria, given that famous poem on the wall of the Statue of Liberty, which reads, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to be free. The wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send those, the homeless tempest tossed to me. I lift my lamp by the golden door." Obviously, we live in a proud nation, and proud nations love to make proud proclamations. The trouble with proud proclamations is that unless you really live up to the high standards you set for yourself, it's really easy to come off sounding like a hypocrite. This is why I don't hear this poem come up in conversation all that often anymore. Luckily, America seems to be split between wanting to send all the illegal immigrants back home and building the Great Wall of Mexico. So the words of the poem no longer ring true, and we conveniently forget it. But we still say some other proclamations, don't we? Take the Star-Spangled Banner. Ends with, land of the free, home of the brave. I love being at a ball game, hand on my heart, singing along with the entire stadium in that one moment of unity. And as the song reaches its crescendo, I get the tingles. But those words that we sing, do they really ring true? Let's take that verse, split it in two, and take a look at each part. Is this really land of the free? This is land where we had slavery. In fact, when the president of this land stood up and said, "Hey guys, I think slavery is kind of wrong. Let's abolish it." Every country stood up and said, no. We love slavery so damn much that we are going to secede from this United States and make our own country where slavery is still A-OK. 1941, Japanese attack Pearl Harbor. So what do? Well, we take all the Japanese Americans, women, children, United States citizens, and put them all in concentration camps. No trial, no jury. And this decision was supported by everyone down the line, all the way up to the supposed paradigms of justice that are in the United States Supreme Court. Today, we are much more free than those two dark moments in our history. But a lot of brave people had to do very brave things to get us here. Some of them paid with their freedom. Some of them paid with their lives. And every time we get scared, we take a step back. 9/11, the Patriot Act. Which brings me to, is this really home of the brave? And technically, it is, because obviously there's plenty of brave women in the armed forces, emergency first responders, and the list goes on. And this is their home. But wouldn't it be nice if we could honestly say that we are the nation of the brave? Because when I take a look at the reasons given for wanting to prohibit immigration from Syria, for instance, it's hard to see past the fact that they are based on fears. I'll be nice, I'll call them concerns. The attack in Tunisia, multiple attacks in Paris, the so-called sex attacks in Cologne, Germany, recently an attack in Brazil, California. Seems like a pattern. How could we not be concerned? Well, if we actually take a look at the numbers, it turns out that we really shouldn't be. I have some numbers here for the year 2001. Obviously a statistical outlier of the year as far as American deaths due to terrorism are concerned. We got hit hard. Towers fell. And about 3,000 Americans lost their lives due to terrorism. That same year, we lost 700,000 Americans to heart disease. That's 233 times as many. 554,000 malignant neoplasms, that's cancers. Hundreds of thousands to other diseases. 101,000 accidents. 34 times as many. So for every single American that we lost on 9/11, that same year we lost 233 Americans to heart disease, hundreds to other diseases, and 34 to accidents. Is anybody here afraid to get into their car? It certainly doesn't seem like America on the whole is scared to me, because when I get into mine, get on the highway, I often hit bumper traffic. And when I go to In-N-Out for lunch, and the line is out the door, it doesn't look like America's particularly scared of heart disease either. Why are we so brave when it comes to the real killers, and so concerned when it comes to phantom one? It would be really easy to blame the politicians and the media, the spoon feeders and stuff, to keep us glued to the TV, to get themselves elected. But we are adults. We are strong enough and wise enough to be able to tell what it is we should and shouldn't be concerned about. So as adults, what are our options? Well, the first one would be to lower the bar on some of these songs. I was born in a place that is now called the nation of Ukraine. Ukraine has its own national anthem, the title of which translates to Ukraine has not yet perished. That is setting the bar low. They are over there being ecstatic over the fact that they haven't fucked it. And we're over here trying to be free and brave. And yet, that is our second option, to actually live up to the high standards that we set for ourselves. And not just when we're brave enough to get into our car, or free enough to bite into the juicy burger, but when it comes to questions that really matter, questions that define who we are as human beings and as a nation. The free and the brave. There's a reason why those two go together. You really can't have one without the other, because people who are scared or concerned will give away their freedoms in order to achieve perception of safety. So let us be brave, not only so that we can keep on proudly singing our songs, but so that we can really be free.